how to play your basic soca beat. One of my very first videos was about playing the basic soca beat, but that was a very long time ago and had quite some viewers, so I decided to revamp it and do a new video on the basic soca beat. I could break down the beat and show you exactly what the hands and the feet are doing. I'll show you one or two different variations on the basic variations on the beat, and I'll play along with the song so you can hear how it come out. Nowadays you will hear the soca beat a lot on the radio. You will hear it in different pop songs and in reggaeton. Like in the summer you will hear those reggaeton songs come out. The basic beat you will hear the most will sound like this. Alright, let's break it down. The main pattern to listen to is what the snare drum is doing. It's actually 3 notes. It's a 3-note pattern what's repeating itself the whole time. Depending on the song or what you want to play, you don't always play all the 3 notes on the snare drum. But the basic, what's behind it is that 3-note pattern, like a clave. You go like 1 E and A2 E and a 3 E and A4 E and a 1 E and A2 E and a 3 E and A4 E and a. Once you get that pattern down, you can vary it and play along with different songs and play different variations and different patterns. On the hi-hat we playing 8 notes. Here's the coordination of the right hand and the left hand together. Together, right, left, right, together. Together, right, left, right, together. The kick will just play 4 on the floor. The coordination on the snare and the kick gonna be like together, left kick, left, together. It all depends how the wires run in your head, but you can try to put like the foot and the hi-hat start at first and then add in the snare drum with it. Or you can play the snare drum and the kick first only and then add in the hi-hat. Or you can just do everything, start everything at the same time and see if you grasp what's limb hitting what time. The most popular variation you can hear is the one where they're playing only 2 of the 3 notes I was talking about earlier. Very often you will leave away the 1, the first note on the 1, and you're gonna have 1 E and A2 E and a 3 E and A4 E and a 1 E and A2 E and a 3 E and A4 E and a. Let me show you with everything. Only thing I can put the 1, the first note, I can put it on the thumb here. It could even sound a little bit like a reggaeton, something going on. And then later on I'm going to leave that away. So you can hear when I'm playing all 3 notes, the first note with a different voice. And then when I leave that away, you can just hear the 2 notes. One way of giving it more feel, a little bit more bounce, is to play around with the hi-hat. And I would accent on the ands. So 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. And later on in the song you can even add open hi-hats on the and. But when I'm playing a regular beat, I like to accent on the ands. Even though with influence these days from straight house music. A lot of artists can even switch and playing the accent on the downbeat. So on the 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. You can also do that, and that sounds like this. So right away it gave a little bit different feel, it's a more marching feel. And for later on, with that marching feel, normally they play the snare drum a little different. But check out other videos. I have a lot of variations on different songs will have different beats. You might hear that quarter note pulse coming through on those. Another quick variation I can show you is actually when you have those 3 notes again, you just play the first 2. You get 1 E and A2 E and 3 E and A4 E and 1 E and A2 E and. So this one, you leave away the third one. And when you can do that is actually when you have when you're playing along with a percussionist or a drum machine that is playing that third note. So you get a different voice. You playing the first 2 notes, and then the third note is played by some other instrument. And very often it's like a low tom sound or a bassy sound. I'm going to show you the beat first where I'm playing the 2 on the snare, and then later on I'm going to change and I'm going to play this note, I'm going to play this on the floor tom. That last variation, very often you can play it on songs with a higher speed. They will go real fast like. With the snare notes, I don't really put much difference in the accents between them. Some people would accent the second note more than the third. I don't really do that much because that make it feel like it's skipping to me. I like to have it more running behind each other. Let me show you the difference. In modern soca, the hi-hat will mainly play 8 notes, sometimes even quarter notes. In the old, let's say the old school, or sometimes you will hear like a 16 notes thing going on in the hi-hat. You can also play that, and most time they play that in the conventional soca, but the modern soca songs don't really use that anymore. So this is like the old school variation. But if I go up to 160, that can be too much to play along on the right hand. So then you rather play quarter notes. The last quick variation, the one what I show you where you're just playing the 2 notes. So 1 E and A2 E and 3 E and A4 E and. You can play like the first one on the snare and the second one on the tom.
Let me jam up.